All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and the glory and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Achai, Badash, which I give me the spirit and the strength to do this lesson. And also, I want to give up honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and that teach well through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Wa Shalom, wa Barak to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, which are scattered abroad and in every place, redeeming the time ready to be saved. Shalom. All right, the title of this lesson would be, Ye shall know them by their fruits. Ye shall know them by their fruits. And this is alluded to the elect. All right. You shall know the elect by their fruits. All right. And what are the fruits? That's a metaphor for works, actions. Okay. And the elect, predominantly, all right, in their life will be doing what? Teaching, okay? Doing the work. The elect is not going to be slack, but they're going to always be mindful of the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, and that's what pushes the elect. All right, to be on fire. Okay, no matter what. All right. Oh, matter of fact, since I said that, let's start off with this in the book of Malachi. This is Malachi, 3rd chapter, verse 16. It says, Then they that feared the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai spake often one to another. You see, it's all about that fear. Okay? That fear. That's what, drives us. All right? And this is the elect right here, man, that the scriptures is referring to. Because they the only ones that truly fear Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? And it said, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord. Wow. And that thought upon his name. And what is the Heavenly Father's name? All right? See, only the elect is going to declare that name, the true names. All right? The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh. And his only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right? And you read on, it says, and they shall be mine, said the Lord of hosts. And that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Verse 18, it says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. That's right. You see, you shall know them by their fruits, by their works. All right, you the elect will come back into the back alive spiritually and be able to discern, be able to know who's the true man of the Lord and who's not the true man of the Lord. All right, and that's what we see happening today. All right, you get different more subscribers. All right, the new believers, man, because they're fulfilling prophecy. All right. Same thing with us. We reckon when we came back, woke up, through the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shai, we were able to recognize the true men of the Lord, and also recognize and discern the phonies. All right. And you have a lot of camps out here. All right. But you have one camp. All right. That surpasses them all. All right. And I'm going to go into detail on what I mean about that. All right. And that camp is I'm talking about is GMS. All right. And they bring Occupy prophecy frequently. They look. We get out here and get out on the streets, man. We get out here and get out on the streets frequently and prophesy, whether in the wintertime, the summertime, whenever. All right, we out there. All right, constantly putting up videos. Brothers putting up multiple videos a day, man. Okay, you don't see these other camps doing that. Like Apostle Hart said, and he always says it, GMS is an Jackson camp. We're all about action, man. So I'm going to read that again. It said, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked. That's right. See, we're able to even go into the scriptures and we know who the wicked is. All right? We know who the righteous is in the scriptures, and we know who the wicked is in the scriptures, man. Okay? It says, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. You see that? So, yeah, man. Like once again, you shall know them by their fruits, which that was spoken by Yahushua. The elect is known by their works. Okay? Let's get let me get St. John, the 8th chapter. Not 8, Salakia, the 14th chapter. This is St. John, chapter 14, verse 11. It says, believe me that I am, this is Yahushua speaking. It said, believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me. Or else, believe me for the very works' sake. Read that again. Or else, believe me for the very works' sake. That's right. So Yahushua, he was, through the works that he did, proved that he was that guy, that he was the only begotten son of the highest. All right. So now, through the works that are being done by his servants here on earth in these days, proves that the chosen is among us, man. The elect, those disciples are among us. Okay? They're amongst, Great Millstone. All right? And not only that, you getting the whole truth. Salakia, and to add on to that, you getting the whole truth. All right? That's more proof. All right? You're getting the whole truth, not half the truth, the whole truth from men of Great Millstone. All right? So I'll read that again. It says, or else believe me for the very works' sake. All right? Now let's go over here to Colossians. This is Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. It says, Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High. That's right. And beginning with Yahweh Shai, because he's the beginning, he's of the elect too. He was the first. All right. Then you got the apostles, the prophets of old, Isaiah, Jeremiah. All right. I'm gonna read that again. It says, Put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High. That's right. When you go into these scriptures, the apostles, the prophets, they were on fire, man. All right. They were on fire. They was what it said about Yahweh Shai, that he taught openly daily. All right. That's all he did was teach. All right. So, the elect is known by their fruits. Now, we're not saying that, we it's guaranteed. We know that because we got to be humble, man. But who else is putting on as the elect? Just think about that. Who else is putting on the elect? Putting on as the elect of the Most High? Who's doing what those great men would do? Who's doing the great works that those great men would do in these times? All right. You don't go into the scriptures and hear about the apostles and the prophets taking bribes. All right. Getting rich. You don't hear about that. All right. The apostles, the prophets, they kept the doctrine. All right. the sound doctrine. They kept sound doctrine, man. All right. They ain't bring folly or worldly shit into the ministry. But you do have these other camps doing such a thing, man. So what should that tell you? You see? Once again, the works that they should be known by their fruits. They are known by their fruits, man. Okay? And the elect, those men, they're going to endure. That's part of the work too, enduring. You got all type of reprobates falling out the truth, man. They're not. That means they're not of the elect. All right. The elect is going to endure all the way to the end, and we can end it off on that. This is John chapter 8. John chapter 8, verse 31, it says, Then said Yahweh Shai to those Jews which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. Whoo! You see that? Then are ye my disciples indeed. And who is the Heavenly Father? Who is Yahweh Shai's disciples? All right, I'm gonna name them. Yeah, I'm name a few. Apostle Paul, Apostle Peter, Apostle John. Timothy. All right. Those great men, those men that was with him. All right. Thomas. You know, and I'm speaking about the 12, but also those other disciples that was uh, with uh, uh, Yahweh Shai and the 12. All right, they're his disciples as well. So I'm gonna read that again, and they're back. They're back today. Because who's the only ones continuing in the word, in the truth? Who's the only ones continuing in the truth, in Yahweh Shai's word, man? Okay, read that again. If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. That's heavy. All right. It said, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So yeah, Lord, when us edifying. Till next time, Shalom.